Hello, hello, hello again. Hi, everybody. I'm just going to test out my streaming here. Never mind. I was going to try to test the streaming out a little bit, but that doesn't seem to be working well when I'm also making a local recording. With that in mind, I will just continue to record. And we have another standard auction. We have a 4-player game on the USA map, and this time it is the opposite of the one of the previous ones. It's the cheapest possible USA map with the entire West blocked out. Whole West Coast gone. This is all the cheapest cities in the US. So I should expect a bit shorter of a game here, and thus 25 and 26 will be more important. Because I feel like you'll want to have a 5 plant going into step 3. You either need a 5 plant or you need like a 4 plant with an extremely efficient money-making setup going into step 3 to have a chance. There's a Marty gets the 4 plant for 8, which is a standard price. I'll put 1 bid in on the 3. I'd rather have the 3 for 4 than the 5 or the 8 at their list price here in 4-player games. I just really like building first and positioning myself toward the bottom of the turn order. I think this... Now, I have to plot this out. Where can I get a single build with the 3? I feel like it's between Chicago and Washington, D.C. Chicago's a lot safer. Chicago's a lot safer, but Washington gives much cheaper cities at the start, which with 21 coming into the game could be relevant. Hey, guess what? 26 goes under the deck again, just like in the last game. 25 and 20 are going to be really important here, I feel. Maybe 20 a little less so, but definitely 25. 25 is going to be a monster here again. Like it could be worth close to 50 here, depending on when it comes. But seeing that I can go bottom of the turn order, seeing that 21 is lurking there, that tells me that I want to go into Washington because I want to get the cheapest 4 cities that I can get in order to make the most money out of the 21. So yeah, I'm thinking Washington's my build here. The issue is if someone else builds near me, I can easily counter them on the second turn. That's a little bit of a disincentive for people to build near me. I imagine someone probably will, but... Anyway, I didn't even say who our players are. It's me, Marty Funkhauser, the winner of every single game he's been recorded on this channel thus far. Marty's been on a tear here. Easily one of the best players on this site, I think. Yep, and Marty goes for Chicago, which is the other build I was considering there. That's Chicago's the safest single build on this map because of those 3 cities to the north that nobody else will get into. since Chicago is the only decent access point to them. I feel like Art T. I didn't even mention Art T, so who's our last player? Art T is another long time veteran of this game here on Brett Spielvelt or BSW. Yes! Sweet. Oh my god, I have the East Coast to myself! Okay, I absolutely crushed that first turn. Body that first turn. I get so much cheap stuff now. This is amazing. This is amazing! And I might have a chance to get 21 at cost. We'll see. Womp, womp. Never mind that. Oh well. Still having all this cheap land makes 3 an easy winner for me. Daroge puts 10 up for bid. Ooh. If Marty passes, I will pass too. This is gonna get awkward here. Now I can pass. Maybe 10 deserved another bid. I don't know. Wow, Dara's still bidding. Never mind. 10 actually is getting up to a fair price now. That 14 is such a blocker. Wow, this is gonna. Dara still gets the 10. This is interesting now. Here's what I need to think about. If Marty drops out of this auction. I need to bid on this plant. Because... Oh, yeah. So now I need to bid on this plant because now... Marty is not going to risk dropping me the 21. Marty is too good of a player to do that because these plants are going to suck. Marty is not going to risk me getting 21 at cost for these crappy plants. Therefore, it behooves me to bid on the 13 here. One more click, I think. And Art should pass on these plants now. Yep. And Marty will buy probably the 9. Probably going to get the 9 here. And also, I'm definitely taking Pittsburgh as my second city here. That is a key connection for me to break out of this area come step 2. Pittsburgh just has so many different connections here. Pittsburgh actually has direct connections into 3 different regions. Yet Marty goes with the 9, which I think is the correct call here for certain. 21 comes on. This will incentivize me to store extra oil because I'm going to go to the top of the turn order for next turn. It'll make it a little more. I'll make it a little more expensive for Marty here. Problem is this. With how much I paid for the 13, like, I actually lose money this turn. Because 13 powers 1 city, which makes me an extra 11, but I paid 16 for the plant. I lose out on money, so that'll make me a bit of an underdog to win the 21. Luckily, 22's in the market to ease that pain a little bit. So I'm not very likely to win 21 on this next turn. 22, 23, 36, and the 50. What I think Art T should have done, by the way, for the opening build, is if you're going to get Memphis, take Birmingham too. That makes the area a little less, a good bit less juicy for Daroge, and it might make them build closer to me instead, which arguably they should have done anyway. And yet Marty goes into St. Louis, which is quite strong. I thought maybe they might have tried to build Cincinnati or Detroit to get closer to my stuff. Well, Detroit was the one that would have made a lot more sense for them, because then that would give them a route into Buffalo and then into the really cheap East Coast stuff. I was kind of in an awkward spot with the 3, actually, because with the plants remaining on the market... Ooh, 18. I think I will bid on this, actually. I hope they give it to me at cost, although I don't think they will. I think at the very least, Marty and Art T should be a little too good to give me 18 at list price here. I would put in another bid on 18, because 21, I don't see myself winning 21. Even with the cheap cities that I have, I do not see myself getting 21 here. But yeah, 18, that's a fantastic plant to drop for me. There's the bid on it. That makes sense. I'll pay 20 for it. Yeah. I will definitely take it for that price. I can build a 3rd city this turn. For sure. And I have the option of even getting, like, getting, like, a city that grants me more connections. Which I would lean toward Raleigh if possible, although Raleigh might be the next city that Daraj would want to take. But I do feel like if it's open, Raleigh will be the city that I build this turn, and then I can still get into my cheap stuff after that. Please bid 21 higher. Please bid 21 higher. Thank you. This should go for like 30-ish. I mean, this is only the 3rd turn of the game, which does reduce the amount you want to pay for it, because you don't want to overpay for a big plant and make it so you can't buy resources or, build to make money from that plant. Hence, a plant like 21, 25, 26, those will go for less money on turn 3 compared to if they came later. I got a steal on 18, considering someone's going to buy 22, and I paid 22 for the 18. 18, which has much, a turn order advantage compared to the 22. I mean, you got to put 22 up for bid still. It's going to be worth bidding because the plants left are just awful. So Marty might bid on this, which tells me then that oh no, Marty didn't bid. Okay, so they're consistent in their evaluation of the green plants at least. They're kind of left out in the cold now, though. This is such a bad set of plants to be looking at here. I think Marty may just not buy a plant this turn. The only one you could buy would be the 6. 6, like if you buy the plant for $6, you buy a trash for $5, power an extra city. That's a break-even play in terms of raw money, because you're paying 6 plus 5, so 11 total for the 6 plant and the trash, and you make an extra 11 from it. So it's a break-even play to move the market. That's a play that you will see top players make sometimes when the market gets really desperate. And that's exactly what Marty does, because Marty is a top player. And Marty knows that this is what you do. Which tells me then, I will say, Marty should have been more willing to bid on the 18 and the 22 if they're willing to do this. That's just my thought. But yeah, I'll definitely be looking to take, I want to take either Raleigh or Detroit as my next city here. Since I don't need the uber cheap cities in the back there yet. The building is working out really nicely for me here. I do have to say. Coal is getting awfully cheap now, though. It may not stay that way for long, but it at least is that way for this turn. And I have no reason to buy resources, of course. I'm not going to even get to use my 3-plant this turn, but I'm okay with that. I just wanted to make sure I can power 3 cities on this turn. I'm very, very glad. I'm very happy with my 18, though. Very happy with my 18. Dang, and Art T was still able to build 3 cities here. Okay. He's not looking too shabby now. On turn 3, your goal with any of these plants, like 21, 25, 26, your goal is if you buy the plant on turn 3, you want to be able to power 3 cities that turn. That gives you the money that you'll need to make it to 5 cities in the following turn. In the case of the 5 plants. But just in general, like, you're going to be too far behind on money if you can only power 2 cities on turn 3 after winning one of those plants. Okay. Where does Daroj go? Does Daroj go anywhere? They go somewhere, right? Okay. That tells me that Rally is the place to be. No, don't fire. Don't fire. Don't fire the 3. Don't waste that oil. So I'm already looking to be in very good shape for a step 2 building. I established some key connections into both green and yellow here to break out of the East Coast when the time comes. Okay, so now I'm really happy with my 13 and 18 combo here with this market stalling. I didn't even see 44 come. And now 16 is there. Yeah, I passed this. Marty will buy the 16 now. Yeah, Marty has to buy 16. Definitely. Daroj has the early money advantage, though, being able to power 4 cities with the 10 plus the 22. However, they couldn't store any extra coal to do it. So they could be hurting a little bit as far as coal goes. I could see Marty... I think Marty will have to buy the 16, and I would say replace the 9, is my thought. You want to keep the 4 around in order to attack Cole with the couple other players in the game there. And 40 was drawn. Okay. Yep. Ooh, I don't agree. I strongly disagree with Marty replacing the 4. I would want to keep the 4 around and attack Cole with these other players. Instead, it's just going to attack me a little more, which sucks. A bit of a surprising play there. The ridiculous thing is I could almost build to 7 this turn. Actually, what I should have done, what I realize is this. What I probably should have done was go Norfolk then Raleigh. Nah. I lose an extra $2 on the connection here. I might just stay at 3 cities this turn, frankly. Because the one player who threatens my stuff the most is Marty, and that's who's going to build, the one player who's going to build before me. So I can just wait and see what they do building and then counter on the next turn. If needed. Yep. Detroit as expected. So Marty now has a foothold in Brown. Marty's got a lot of builds locked up here. I think Art should take Kansas City as their fourth city here. I do think that's the play. We need to kind of fence in Marty a little bit. Because they're getting a lot of stuff here. Oh, no, Marty actually takes Kansas City. Okay. Well, this is good for me because now I can stay below Marty and still burn my oil in the 3 finally. So that's good news for me. Well, now I take Buffalo for sure in order to block Marty east. It's funny how, like, I talk about how I get, oh my god, all these crazy cheap cities, but I don't actually use them. If I were to see, the nice thing about taking Rally is I don't really have to worry about Norfolk. Marty does get 8 set 1 cities, though, which is annoying. Good amount of connections elsewhere, too. Marty's in a fantastic spot building-wise. The difference is that Marty... And also, oh, Darroch is actually going to fire... Okay, this is how you drive up coal. That's good news for me to see. That Darroch is firing both the 10 and the 8 at the same time. $33 in. Okay. This is interesting now. Problem is, 30 does not suit me very well here. I don't think I want any part of this. It could be a beast come step 2, though. Could be a beast come step 2. Problem is, like, I can build to break the stall this turn for sure. I can build like 4 more cities. Well, no. Yeah, couldn't quite do that. Like 30 would almost be a plant that I could sit on. I could just sit on for this turn, and then trash is going to get cheap, and then I can just trigger step 2 to make trash cheaper, and then take advantage of the 30. But I don't know if it's worth it for me at this point. Yep. Hey, 33 actually makes it on the market. All right. 39. Okay. This deserves some clicks, I think. I cannot build to 8, but I can build to 7 with this easily. And just power all 7 cities. There's a lot of junk that could come. A lot of junk that could come after this, but also... No, there's some junk, but there's also some other good plants that could come here. All right, 20. That's one of the plants I wanted to see. Let's do some math here. Time to do some math. Let me do some math here. Do some math. All right. Calculate. 3 coal. 1, 2, 3. And I do want to store some more coal. 30 seems like a fair price for this. Definitely. Sure. I'll take the 20 that cheap. Except they actually get... Art actually gets the 34 out of this. Amazing. Well. Time for me to break the stall now, though. Oh my god. Wow, I can actually afford to power all 8. Okay, okay. This is actually godlike. Okay. Sure, sure. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Now is where the cheap cities are going to come into play. Yeah, sure. What is this market, anyway? I mean, Art definitely won that exchange, though. The plus side is there's not a ton of coal in the game right now. 34 plus 21 is a fantastic setup to carry you to step 3, though. But oh my god, I can buy the 20 and actually build to 8 this turn! Alright. Now at this stage, I'm going to stay away from any of the 4 plants, I think. I'd rather just stick in my 8 cities, go low in the turn order, because that's what will benefit the 20 the most. 16 is going to be a nice long-term moneymaker for Marty, with 26 going under the deck. 21 is still out there, though. 21 and 21 could very likely be an oil plant, because oil is going to be cheaper than coal for the foreseeable future. All right. Well, that's 15 in. Okay, so that's one of the duds. All right. Okay, I'm feeling okay about my position here. The nice thing is with these like efficient plants, like 33 and 34 in the game, that and also 30 being in the game too. That's going to do a lot to keep trash cheaper. Not trash, but to keep coal cheaper. That we're going to, like, 30 and... Because 30 will definitely be run next turn. 30's not being used this turn. It definitely will in the next turn, though. So that's going to do a lot to discourage coal. There's 25, though. Alright, well, that's not such good news for me. So I'm going to make so much money this turn, though. That's going to be huge for me, the money I get here. All right. And 32 stays on. I will bid this, sure. I gotta be missing something with the number of step 3 plants here. Maybe not. This plant's gonna be so good with 20... 26 under the deck. There is a non-zero chance 36 could come on the market, by the way. That would be the nightmare for me. We got a while to go yet before step 3. Because I can pay for the 32 and just run like 32 with the 18. Yeah, I think 60 feels like a fair price for this. I'm fine with that. We should have a decent amount of time before step 3 for me to build my money back up now. Well, Marty needs to bid on 25 now, I think. Again, there's a non-zero chance 36 can come onto the market after this. That is part of my consideration with the 32 bidding also. Things could go south for my 20 in a hurry. So that money that I got from having 8 cities with the, you know, firing the 20 last turn, that's what gave me the luxury of winning this plant. And I should have plenty of time to build up here. Don't give up 25 too cheap. God damn it, you gave Marty 25 too cheap. That's going to be interesting. It's really funny to think that... with the 32, I have the second lowest numbered top plant out of all the players here. I think Daraj just has to pass now. Daraj wasn't in a position to bid 25 up too high because they had the... because of buying the 36 before. So yeah, they pass, and I think Art... 28 doesn't really help Art here. Art has to build and make use of the 34 plus the 21, so... don't. Art should not buy a plant. And that plays to my favor because I have the capacity lead now. With 20 and 25, 21 all in the game, with all those plants in the game, 36 before step 3 was not going to be very good. In Daraj's position, I would not have even bought it. Daraj needs to just not buy a plant, and Daraj just needs to build this turn. Build to make use of your 30 plus 22 plus maybe the 10. And now I'm very, very glad that Marty did not buy extra oil, because I will. That not buying coal from Marty, to me that signals Marty's going to stay below me in the turn order on this turn, which tells me I should buy extra coal. I need to buy oil. Yeah, I just need to buy all the stuff that I can on this turn and not build. Because Marty's going to be staying below me here. Yeah, that's the play. I'm going to I'm going to run the 32 this turn. The nice thing is the market has potential to stall. There's still a couple more bad plants that could come to push even like 28, push that off the market. Although people are just not, you know, plus we're now in a weird position where 4 plants don't really help anyone besides Daraj. Daraj with the 6-4 can get to 17 with just one more plant after that. So Daraj might buy 28 next turn if it even stays on. My hope is obviously that 28 gets pushed off. Although there's a kind of a small chance of that. We only have 11, 17, and 19 as major duds. Marty builds to 7 as expected, staying below me in the turn order. Marty must not have that much money then if they can't, like, if they don't want to make use of the 25. Must not have that much money then. Marty did have to buy a lot of kind of mediocre plants during step 1. Hey, Art builds above me in the turn order. Yay. It also is very nice for me that I was able to grab coal for the 20 while it was still pretty cheap. Because it's not going to stay cheap too much longer. Alright. Alright, so I'm not top anymore in the turn order, but I'm close. +32 before step 3. This is not usually a winning combo, but with the efficient plants that we have here, that does make things look a little better for me. The nice thing about Daraj being the only player to build before me is that it means I can take the cheap southeast stuff. That's like the next juiciest spot on the map after my east coast. Yes, 17! Alright, keep that market going slow, baby. Nobody needs any of these plants now. That's beautiful. And then next turn, nobody's going to buy a plant either unless... well, the problem is Daraj. Again, Daraj might buy 28 on the next turn. 29 comes in, so again, that makes 28 a pretty safe buy for Daraj on the next turn, since nobody else will want to buy a 4 plant at this stage of the game. I need to think. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it this way. I think this will be the play. Just keep storing extra oil. I'll it'll make Art buy more coal on the 21, I think. I'd rather get Atlanta and Knoxville this way. Or Cincinnati and Knoxville. Might be better, actually. No, because there's two other players closer to Chicago. Yes, please build into all my shit, Daraj. Yes, please. Build into all my shit. Yes, block Marty there. There goes Cincinnati. Okay. Okay, sure. Don't build the twins. Thank you, not building the twins. Okay, I get these then. This is cool. I get the whole cheapest part of the Southeast, which I'm okay with here. Hooray, blocking Marty. Marty still has like cheap builds out in red though, is the problem. And now 19 in. This game is just a dream for me right now. This is a goddamn dream. The market's going to open up next turn one way or another, though. Well, actually, no, 27. The only way it wouldn't would be if 27 comes on. Like, this market is slowing down enough that I should be able to... that my capacity should help me to win the game here. The nice thing is we're not going to get step 3. We're not going to get step 3 on the next turn, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. The next turn is basically this. If they don't block my builds, then let me calculate this. If Marty doesn't build in the south, I can actually end the game on this turn if Marty doesn't block. If Marty doesn't block. That leaves me at 46. So same difference here. Hold on, let me think about this. $19. That's the cheapest builds by far for me, but we'll see if Marty takes those away from me. I want to keep my options open. Actually, no, wait. I can't end the game. Never mind. I need 5 cities, not 4. I'm dumb. Art obviously does not have a reason to build. Marty, I suspect, may not build either. And the nice thing is, there's no more possible coal plants that can come. I need to think about this, because I might actually want to build next turn. Marty has a decision to make. To build or not to build. Because if there's no build, the step 3 building will come on the next turn. Yeah. So Marty builds above me in the turn order. This means then, since I can't end the game, I shall not build. I have an idea. With 28 next after 29, I have an idea. I have an idea. We've already gone through the bigger capacity plants, so here's an idea. I can buy a plant next turn to end the game. I can even buy 23 and end the game on the next turn. Holy shit. This worked out really lucky for me with the market stalling. I'm very, very glad I got Marty to panic build, though, because now I get to go drop below Marty for next turn in the turn order. Yes. Woohoo! And what this means is this. With me dropping in the turn order, I can safely buy... There we go. Oh, I see what Darrell is doing. Darrell is trying to make my builds more expensive. I just think it's not going to matter, though. Anyway, this is game over for me. Because what I can do here is I can buy 27. Actually, no, wait. 19 and 27 are the same price, but I'll actually do 19 just to be funnier. Oh, no, wait. I don't even have to buy a plant. I don't even have to buy a plant. Because let me think. Art would get 2 more capacity. Replacing the 5 with the 27 or one of these other plants. It's funny. All these plants add up to costing exactly 27 for one turn. The 19, the 23, and the 27. And step 3 building should be next, right? Let me see. Because 27, yes. So step 3 will be next. Which means I just pass and I win the game. Yep. Because Art can only get to 12 capacity. I have 13, more than anybody else. So this was the kind of game where paying for those big and efficient plants in the early game actually paid off. Part of it was cheap building. So hey, 18 gets to be an endgame plant. Yeah. So again, this game came down to all that money I made from that turn where I built to 8. And used the full power of the 20 plus 18 plus 13 altogether. That turn is what gave me the money, and those cheap builds, all that money made, that's what allowed me to win the 32. And 32 was the winner in this game. $20 was a fantastic value for me. Because again, on these kinds of, in these maps with the cheaper building, you can get 1 or even 2 endgame plants before step 3 and win. All right. Well, now it's game over for all y'all. I think I go up here because these cities are cheaper, which means, yeah, Detroit. Chicago. And that's the ball game, kids. So my builds being left wide open with having all the cheap East Coast to myself, that did a lot to win the game for me too. That's what allowed for that that big play with the 20 plant. So I power 13, and everyone else can only power 12 at most, so that's why it's a win for me. We never got to see the Step 3 auction, which is unusual for these games. And obviously, like, Art was going to have the most money, although Art also... Art also would have... I mean, actually, Art might have had less money than me, come to think of it, because he built 5 fewer cities than me. Anyway, nice game there, and I will stop now. Good game, y'all. Good game.